I am determined to see. You are determined to see. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 20 of A Course in Miracles, and this deserves a celebration because it's been approximately 3 weeks and we have stuck through this strong and hard, and we have been remembering who we really are. We are determined to see. And I got the shades on today because I'm going to show you how easy it is to see. I see the real world. That's it. That's the only thing. Let me show you how easy that is. I am determined to see. Boop. You feel me? That's it. We are clouded by a perception that is that easy, can be obliterated in an instant. It's that easy. We just have to be determined to see. We have to be willing to see the real world that is love and light, that is here in the now. It is always here, but we have to be willing, and that is why we are affirming, I am determined to see. We have to be willing to release anything that is fear in our life. We have to be willing to let go of something that we don't want no more. We don't want the illusions. We don't want the worry, the doubt, the fear, because it is needless. It is unnecessary, because you and me are love and light, and we are here for joy, and that is it. And anything other than that is unnecessary. And it only takes your willingness to remove the lenses of fear that will allow you to see the real world. Now, I'm pretty sure me and you are on the same page here, and we've removed the shades a long time ago. But this entire world, for the most part, is dominated by the ego, fear-based thoughts, worry-based thoughts, and everyone is so enveloped in that perception that they believe that it's actually there. They believe that they are capable of being attacked. Therefore, they believe that attack is a valid way of confronting somebody who they believe is doing them wrong. But whenever you understand that attack is an illusion and something that is indestructible, which is you and me and every one of us, we are all love and light, that cannot be attacked. You are attacking something that is indestructible. Attack is not real. It's something that we've made up, and nothing could ever destroy you to the point where you do not exist no more. Remember, you and me are not these bodies. Anybody who is afraid of being attacked in any form is identifying with the body, therefore believing that they are capable of being hurt, thinking that they're capable of lacking something, feeling like they're not enough. And we may feel that from time to time, but that is something that we don't want, and we are determined to see. That's all it takes, is just to be determined and willing to see the real world. And whenever we see the real world and we take off our shades and we look at the people in this world, our reflections, our family, our friends, those people who we see everywhere on social media, and they are reflections of us, and most of them are asleep in this world. And because me and you are awake, we are contributing majorly to the reawakening of everyone else. And that sounds like a big task, but don't really take this too seriously. And let me tell you why. So me and you have been focused on really reawakening to who we really are for the past 20 days now. And I know it seems like it's love, 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 focus on the light, all that stuff. But what we're really learning here is to be detached from everything that you see in this world. Fear really is not a bad thing. Like, sometimes it's good to experience fear. And I know that may sound like a contradiction, but let me give an analogy to help explain my example, okay? So, I don't know if you like scary movies or not. I really don't care for scary movies, but like I'll go watch one, and I know that there's many people who love going to scary movies. And if you ask yourself why do you want to go to a scary movie? It's because you want that anxiousness, you want that thrill, you want that fear, you want to be scared because you know that it's not real. You know it's just a movie. You're not an actual character in the movie, and whenever the projector turns off and the lights turn on and the popcorn's gone and you go back to your whip and drive home, you you're not hurt. You're still here. But it was an experience to go through that fear of the scary movie, and that's why you went, because you wanted that thrill. Now, that's the same thing in life, and what me and you are learning to do is, of course, while we are here in this world experiencing this experience, of course, we are going to experience fear, worry, doubt, all of these emotions. But the only difference between me and you now versus who we used to be, or most of the population right now, is that we are not identifying ourselves with that fear. We are not letting it consume us. We are not attached to it in any way, because you cannot attach yourself to something that is not there. And what I'm trying to say here is that you and me get to consciously exhibit any emotion of our choice. So if somebody does something to me and in that moment I fall asleep and I get angry, I'm going to be aware of it, but I'm going to be angry and feel that emotion, but I'm going to do it consciously, and I'm going to get my point across and the way I feel across in that moment, because I understand that at the end of the day, in the larger scheme of things, it is not that big of a deal. But I don't hang in that anger, if that makes any sense. You don't want to hang in that anger because now it's just overtaking you. So, what we're learning here today and for the rest of this time that me and you spend together, just understand that don't take nothing we're doing too seriously. Just understand how lighthearted this entire experience is. It's really, really fun. And you are going to feel those type of emotions, but just know that they are needless. And the only reason why you should enjoy feeling them is for the purpose that whenever you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. Whenever you do have those moments of worry or doubt or fear, you in that moment launch a rocket of desire. You give birth to a new preference, something that you did not know you wanted before, because whenever you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. Now focus on what you do want. Focus on what that situation that was evoking worry, doubt, or fear, or whatever uneasiness it caused you. Focus on what you prefer from that situation. Now, here's the difference here that makes what I'm saying not a contradiction at all. What I'm saying is that most of the time we experience something that we don't want. Okay, it could be lack of money, it could be lack of a resource, or feeling like not enoughness. And then whenever that instant we experience that emotion, that instant simultaneously it has been given the desire of what we would prefer instead of that, which would be the abundance of money, or the abundance of the resources that we feel we're lacking, or the enoughness that we really are, the awareness of the enoughness that we really are. The moment you ask, the moment you experience something you don't want, it is given in that moment. Now, what happens most of the time is that we are so focused on what we don't want. And remember, like we talked about yesterday, all thought creates form on some level. So before we came to this awareness, we would focus on what we didn't want. We would focus on what was playing out in that situation at that moment. And we were giving attention to that, and you're creating more and more and more of that, because your attention is literally you flowing energy to what you're giving attention to. So what I'm getting to is that this fear, don't focus on it. but enjoy it while it's there because it can't harm you. You are not fear. You are not your thoughts. You are perfectly safe and you are at home right now in this body, in this universe. You are safe. I am safe. And don't take it so seriously because I don't take it too seriously. Like, I just go with the flow of life. Of course, I'm finna feel human emotions, but like, I never, I never, woe is me. I never dwell in them, and you shouldn't either. Because whenever you experience it, think about it like you're going to a scary movie. You fall asleep for a second and you feel worry, doubt, or fear, and then you reawaken back to who you really are, and you laugh at that situation. It's that easy, and it may not feel like that when you're believing that that situation is real. And I know because like whenever I'm not in this enlightened state of mind, it feels so real at the time. But I'm grateful for all of that contrast that I experienced because it helps me grow. It helps me evolve. There would be no evolution if it wasn't for desiring something more. And you wouldn't be able to desire something more if you didn't have the lack of what it is that you are desiring. So let's dive straight into lesson 20. And see what this is all about. Let's see how it ties in together with what we just discussed just now. I hope you're having a great time already. I know I am. And it's just such an honor to be in your experience right now. Such an honor for us to be conversating right now, woke in this world together, because this is the real world that me and you are in. And it's all love here. That's all it ever is. And let's just understand that me and you are determined to see. So that's enough of me talking. I could keep going, but pull up to lesson 20. If you got the book, if you don't got the book, PDF is in the description, like always. Let's go ahead and dive into this, all right? Lesson 20 of A Course in Miracles. I am determined to see. We have been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. There has been virtually no attempt to direct the time for undertaking them. Minimal effort has been required, and not even active cooperation and interest have been asked. This approach has been intentional and very carefully planned. We have not lost sight of the crucial importance of the reversal of your thinking. The salvation of the world depends on it. You will not see if you regard yourself as being coerced, and if you give in to resentment and opposition. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined. Facts. Our minds are totally undisciplined. We have to come to this. And before I continue, one of the lessons we read, like I believe it was this week, I'm not sure which one it was, but it said something about we don't have to understand this, but we have to be willing to apply it. Something along those lines. And then it goes on to say that you are obviously learning this because you don't understand. You wouldn't undertake learning something that you don't already understand. So like, for example, whenever you're in school, you don't understand math. That's why you're going to learn it, because if you already understood math, there would be no need for you to take the class. And same thing here. We do not need to understand these headings. I am determined to see. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Nothing I see means anything. I have no neutral thoughts. All of these sound like very crazy ideas that we've probably never heard before, and we may not understand them. And just because we don't understand them doesn't mean that we should just push it away and continue living our life without learning something that's going to help us unlearn everything we've learned in this world, if that makes any sense. So it's okay if some things in here are not fully being comprehended by you so far, because they will in time. It only takes an instant for that awareness to overtake your entire mind and you instantly light up and be like, wow, that hit me like a light. So remember, we are studying this because we don't understand, and we are okay with saying we don't understand. We are going to continuously practice this in order to understand. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined, and you cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. You are now learning how to tell them apart, and great indeed will be your reward. Your decision to see is all that vision requires. One more time. Your decision to see is all that vision requires. What you want is yours. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for an indication that our goal is of little worth. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? And can the world be saved if you are not? God has one Son, and He is the resurrection and the life. His will is done because all power is given Him in heaven and on earth. In your determination to see is vision given you. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourself throughout the day that you want to see. Today's idea also tactically implies the recognition that you do not see now. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to change your present state for a better one, and one you really want. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively at least twice an hour today, attempting to do so every half hour. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. The extra repetition should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. All right. That was powerful. I'm going to read one more time something that I want to talk about. It says, can the world be saved if you are not? God has one Son, and we are all that one. We are all collectively one. And let's just go ahead. We're going to talk about what we talked about yesterday, the world peace situation, all right? All that means, world peace, is just every single individual living in the world having internal peace. That's it. So all the wars and all the crazy stuff that you see going on out there is all because a misunderstanding that these people who are fighting the wars and these people who are clashing with one another, it's all a misunderstanding. And the misunderstanding is that they forgot who they were. They fell asleep and they believe that they are this idea that they have created rather than the one that God created. They have created this image of themselves that they believe it is who they are. It's like we're acting in a play right now, but some of us forgot we were acting. So they think that the character they're playing is who they are, but they don't understand that they are just wearing this meat suit that is not who they are. They're identifying themselves with the body. And that's kind of what's going on, is that for the most part, this entire world's asleep, and me and you being awake again is more than enough. And you, without even knowing it, are touching the people around you and waking them up. And it may not appear like it to you because they're not instantly reflecting that wokeness. Maybe they are. Who knows? You know, because this is your experience you're living. But my whole entire point is that by doing the work that we're doing, not only are we living our best lives and doing and having everything that we desire in this world, but as a result of that, simultaneously, we are literally waking everybody up. We are reminding everybody of who and what they are. And as an effect of that, it just we are we are adding to the well-being of the entire world, and that is no little feature that we are doing. So again, don't take it too seriously. As long as you are woke and awake, you are doing more than enough for yourself, and because of that, everyone else is affected positively as well. So that's all we got today for lesson 20. Remember, every half hour, every 30 minutes, just repeat the idea to yourself. I am determined to see. And the reason why we repeat these thoughts so much is to impress our minds with this new thought system. One more thing I will say before we do conclude today is that that's all a belief is. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. Now, me and you, we may have big beliefs in us of not enoughness or lack or any of the illusions, and think about what that is for a second. It is just a simple thought, a weak little thought of, I am not good enough, or I need this in order to be worth this person's time, whatever it may be. It was a simple little thought. We could have chosen at the time when it was first presented to us to accept that thought, which we did, or reject that thought. But because we didn't know how to consciously decide for ourselves, because we were never taught that, we most likely accepted that thought of, I need this in order to be more and good enough for the rest of the world to see me as good enough, because I don't see myself as good enough in that moment. That's happening all beneath the surface. We're just unaware of this, but it's all happening. So we chose to accept that thought, and we've thought it every day since then. It's been replaying. You look in the mirror, I'm not good enough. I need to do this in order to be good enough. I need to go to the gym in order to be good enough. I need to wear this in order to be good enough. Whatever the illusion may be that was in our minds, and we've gave it constant attention, and we've flowed our energy to it so consistently that it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and built this neural pathway in your mind, in your brain, like this highway that every time you think the thought, you construct the highway so it gets more solid, more sturdy, and more durable to drive on. And it's easy for us to think that thought now because we've thought it so much. It is a pattern, it is habitual, and it is something that is a recycled thought that happens on autopilot, and it is vibrating from your being like a radio transmitter. It is vibrating from you, and then you will not only attract situations that will make you feel more of that emotion, but you are going to be viewing the world from the lens of that perspective. Therefore, you're going to really believe that you are not enough, but you really are. Because if you know who you truly are, which is love and light and an extension of God, you are an extension of pure positive source energy, you would know that the truth is that you are more than enough, and there is nothing that could ever change that fact about you. Truth is changeless. You are truth. You cannot be altered. You cannot be diminished. You are love and you are light, and so am I. So is everyone else. But because of the power that me and you have, and we were born into this world with these brains, and we were unaware of how to consciously use this power, we have been miscreating this entire time, creating belief systems, creating highways in our mind of these neural pathways of beliefs that do not serve us. We have literally imprisoned the Son of God, which is us. We have literally chained ourselves, and we think that it's being done to us. But the best realization that me and you could come to today is that we have done it to ourselves. And that's really great to know, because whenever you know and I know that we are the ones who made this prison around ourselves, we are the ones who could remove the bars and deconstruct it and set ourselves free. No one else could do that for you. And let's just say, for example, and I'm pretty sure you're woke, but let's just say you were not woke. No matter how much I want that freedom for you, because I do, I wouldn't be able to give it, because that's something that you have to undertake yourself, because those illusions were made by you. And same with me, vice versa. Let's just say you want the best for me, And no matter how much you want that from me, I have to do the internal work of learning, relearning, and remembering, and coming to the conclusion of who I really am, and undo all my illusions that I have made in my mind in order to be set free, because I'm the one who did it. No matter how much you want to help me, you can't do it. But together we are stronger because we see the light in one another. And really think about this for a second. Think about your loved ones. You might have siblings. I know I have siblings, and I don't know what they're going through in their private worlds, or family members or friends. They are probably trapped in the illusions, and they are thinking that they're not good enough. And no one's going to say that, because no one wants to say that. No one wants to feel powerlessness, but that's what they feel inside. And me and you, by being woke, are helping them remember who they really are. And again, that is no small feature that we are doing. We are doing something very great for those around us, for ourselves, and for the entire world. And let's not even mention the world right now. Like, literally just focus on your everyday life and see and really pay attention, because you're awake now. Pay attention to how everything in your world begins to improve for the better because of the change that you made internally. I promise you will see it. And we will conclude right there, but we'll talk more about this tomorrow for lesson 21. So until then, I know that me and you have definitely become more than who we were before we began this conversation. And I will see you tomorrow for lesson 21.